As minimalists, we're often prone to discussing the things that we declutter in our homes, but we never really share the things that we keep in mass or, dare I say, hoard on a daily basis. So today's video, 7 things that I have a whole lot of in my home. Hello everyone, my name is Misty Nicole with LadyPrefersToSave.com. Welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to do things a little bit differently, partially because it's kind of an impromptu video and I am just exhausted today. As you can see, it's only about 1 o'clock, but I have been up since 4 a.m. blogging, cleaning, and doing things around the home, and I wanted to make sure that I stayed on top of this week's schedule, and secondly because I thought it would be a fun departure. Generally, as a minimalist and those in the simplified living community, we tend to stress and show everything that is Pinterest worthy or is white or crisp or clean or bare in our homes. And so I think as women, as people who live in this community, as people who are seeking more efficacy in their life, transparency is a must. And so today I wanted to share 7 areas of my home that I'm not very minimalist on, and that you may be as well, because it's all about just being as honest with ourselves as possible and showing you guys that not everything in my home is absolutely perfect, and here are 7 reasons that you may believe that too.
Starting with reusable towels, and these are only just about a third that I have. The first drawer are all fleece and cotton that I have because we use reusable bedding for the hamsters that we adopted. Also, in the second drawer, it is full of microfiber towels and all of my e-cloths. I also keep a stack of drying cloths, and I keep chamois towels to clean all of the smart TVs. I also keep a drawer stocked full of flour sack towels, and normally this top drawer, which is now empty, is usually full of Marmot towels. And I also keep several bins full of the crochet towels that I make for my face to both dry and to exfoliate. And then I also make these, which are reusable zero waste scrubbies that I keep on hand. And again, this is about a third of my stash. I use at least 2 to 3 of these a day, and I have several bins full of them in my master bathroom closet. And so as you can see, I probably have at least 100, if not 150 reusable cloths right now in my house, and that's excluding rags to clean up any pet stains, and that has nothing to do with the family cloth, which is probably several hundred cloths unto itself. And then there are some of my small appliances, starting with the ones I use most often, including the convection oven, the smaller Ninja blender, iced tea maker, popcorn maker, one of my 2 juice makers, and the rest of the iced tea maker, one of 2 dehydrators, waffle maker, induction quesadilla maker, nice stream maker, food saver, small backup rice cooker, not 1, but 2 crock pots, and 3 little mini ones for lunches for the 3 of us, a spiral air fryer, my food processor, and behind my air fryer that you can't see is my Vitamix for kombucha and additional veggie storage, 2 mini fridges in the extra cabinet in my kitchen. And then of course, right out of my cosmetic bag in my house, part of my collection of lip balms, and I have them all over the place. I have them on my nightstand table. I have at least 4 to 5 in my car. I have several in my purse, and just the ones that I pulled out right now from this particular bag are 10 from Burt's Bees, Kula, and even some from Celestial Seasonings. I get them all over the place, and if it's organic lip balm, I kind of hoard them and hold on to them because I have really uber dry lips in the winter when it's cold, also when I sun in the summer, and so I like to keep them on hand so that my bottom lip doesn't crack. And so as you can see, I am definitely not minimalist when it comes to all of my lip balms at home.
Not to mention all of the consumer electronics, cords, and gadgets that we have at home too. Keeping in mind that of all the before mentioned products, I did not pay for any of them as they were all reviews on my blog over the past 5 years. While I did pay taxes for those items, I didn't pay physical cash for any of the purchases. In our house, we have no less than 9 laptops and desktop setups for my husband, who is a public educator and teaches online, as well as my child, whose district uses a Chromebook. She also personally has a MacBook, as do I, both a MacBook and a desktop setup. And also in 2 of our family areas, we have all-in-one Dell systems. In addition to my husband's Alienware computer, we have several gaming systems. We have 3 iPads, my new iPad Pro, tripods, mounts, adapters, stylus, modems, lighting kits, lenses, cameras, camcorder, GoPro, webcams. It goes on and on. We probably have 2 drawers full of adapters, and I don't really want to show all of these electronics for insurance and safety reasons, but needless to say, we have a ton of stuff that helps make our life run. I am also a blogger who runs 2 blogs. I also have this channel, a podcast, and so I have equipment and mics and adapters and filters and screens and 3 sets of lights and a half a drawer of camera lenses and bags that hold everything in case of an emergency that we needed to leave our home. And so everything has a place. It's just a lot of stuff. I don't say any of this at all to brag, but just to reassure people that if your home is anything like ours, there's electronic stuff everywhere. And the more kids you have, or depending on what you or your spouse may do for a living, you probably have a lot of electronic stuff, which I think is pretty normal today, but at least in our home, there's an awful lot of it.
And then there are the mason jars. I need so many of them for zero waste living, and here you can see some of the half-gallon ball jars, the small neck and wide neck quarts. I have some of the 20-ounce smoothie twister containers, different size pint jars, jelly jars, hinge jars, and even some of the small half-pint ball jars that I use for DIY products. You can see in a top cabinet about 1/3 of my collection of antique bowl jars from the 1940s and 50s. And in addition to that, the homemade apple cider vinegar that is in the process of being created, some of my spices, potpourri, black beans, organic products, pasta, sauces, condiments, homemade vanilla extract, seasonings, most of which are in mason jars, orange cleaner, orange glow, floor cleaner, baking soda, and the random jar that I have to hide the last of the Easter candy from my husband. Then it comes to quilts. I have a lot of quilts. As you can see, I have 2 right here. I had to replace, my husband actually replaced for me, my white quilt that was destroyed by my pets, some of my shams, and if you can believe it, my quilts fill up this entire space because right now, 5 of them are at the dry cleaners being pressed for the season. Oh, and the one that's on my bed, which takes me to a grand total right now of 10 quilts. Make no mistake, I use all of them. I absolutely love them in the colder seasons. They're all cotton, made in the state of Mississippi. They're all organic, and all of the coordinating shams and Euro shams are either made out of cotton or bamboo, and I love all of them, but definitely not minimal. And then there are the no less than 7 vacuum steamers and parts that I currently have, both Dyson and Shark, the robotic series, uprights, different vacuums, all of which I received for product reviews for my blog that go for different surfaces in my home, some in the garage, some can be used in the car, some stay in a closet, some are just waiting to be donated later on. But they all technically get used and weren't something that I had to pay for. And you want to know what is the most accumulative part? The myriad of parts for my Shark vacuum, because they never end and are not minimal.
Keeping in mind that all of the before mentioned items were review samples for my blog that I was able to keep. So while I did not physically pay for any of the items, I did pay tax on all of the acquisitions, and they are all used in my home in different capacities. Because if you're a homeowner who has different types of flooring and you have kids and pets, you might know that you need different cleaning utensils for different jobs. While we don't have carpet at home, we do have dark hardwood floors that show all kinds of mess. We also have spaces that are used as my studio. My husband has a woodworking shop, and so we need different types of machines to take care of those needs. He tends to use the shop vac in his wood shop. Also for cleaning out cars, I tend to use specifically the Dyson and the cordless Shark to keep in both my office. I also keep one on standby in our cleaning utility closet in case something happens to the other one, as they are very, very expensive. The robotic Shark, because of its sensors, can be used in larger spaces. And then I use the steam mop only on the tile floors in the bathroom and the kitchen. I use a traditional mop for the rest of the floors. And then there is just the old-timey Bissell that I keep hidden in the utility closet because it's an oldie but a goodie, and sometimes it will work. And so with that said, those are some of the 7 things in my minimalist home that I'm not so minimalist with. Please do keep in mind that I'm sharing photos of my home while I'm in the midst of spring cleaning, and we're in the midst of having 4 rooms painted in our home, both professionally and by myself. And so things are not looking the best right now, so please be kind in your comments below. And do note, if you leave anything crazy, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But with that said, I would love to hear what are some of the things in your home that you're not as minimalist or simplified with too. Definitely let me know what that is. And as always, please be kind to yourself and to others and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching.